What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. With skill-based matchmaking still at the top of most players' lists for what's wrong with modern-day Call of Duty, there has been a growth in popularity of a tactic to skirt the skill-based matchmaking parameters or the algorithm. And that is, of course, called two-boxing. Now, this method has been around for years, and players have been using it ever since skill-based matchmaking was first implemented. However, as skill-based matchmaking has gotten more and more harsh and has been turned up to what feels like 11 in recent titles, it has only grown the popularity of two-boxing. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is, I'll let Modern Warzone explain it, because I think he summarizes it quite well. It's when someone has an alternate account that is extremely low level, with a very bad kill-death ratio, and they use that account to be able to get into SBMM protected lobbies, aka bot lobbies. They have the low-level account with a terrible KD be the party leader, then they join their game. Then they search for a lobby. Once the lobby is about to begin, the low-level accounts leave, and the creators are free to farm the lobby to their heart's content. Now, the reason why this is gained popularity is because it has led players to find an alternative way to have fun playing Call of Duty. But it's also gained a little bit of traction because there are so many detractors. People look at two-boxing as a form of cheating, as a form of gaming the system. And personally, I slot two-boxing in the same category as reverse boosting. Personally, if you care so much about doing well in Call of Duty and having a high KD and getting these massive kill games, that this is your method of doing it, go ahead. I mean, if you have to game the system like this, go ahead. The system is not meant for you to have fun, and I think it showcases it because methods like this are not mainstream on a lot of other games. It's mainstream here in Call of Duty because of how punishing the skill-based matchmaking system is and how unrewarding it feels playing Call of Duty on a daily basis, on a game-to-game basis. And that's not how gaming should be. It should be centered around fun. It should be focused on player experience and enjoyment. And it's not about that with Call of Duty. So if the way that you need to feel good about yourself or the way that you need to enjoy this game is to two-box or reverse boost, go ahead. Just don't go out there pretending that that's not what you're doing. Don't pretend that you're a legitimate player getting legitimate hard lobbies and grinding through the skill-based matchmaking system the same way we are. We see through those lies. But if you come out and you're honest about it, go ahead, man. I do not care. Because to me, this is a lot less harmful than cheating. And I think it has a lot less lasting of an impact on the community than cheating does. Cheating affects us all. This affects a small number of players. And it's no different than me being friends with somebody who is really, really, really bad at Call of Duty, which happens. Like, let's say my nephew picks up Call of Duty tomorrow. He's not going to be good. I know he's not going to be good. Love the kid to death. Not very good at video games. And I start playing with him on a nightly basis. Yeah, I'm going to get bot lobbies. That's what's going to happen because he's going to be part of the protected player class. Simple as that. And that's part of the flaw with the current skill-based matchmaking system. And all this does is highlight how bad skill-based matchmaking currently is and how it needs a massive change, adjustment, improvement if it's going to continue to be this oppressive. Players have been asking for years to have some type of reward, have some type of system that makes it feel as if we are getting some bang for our buck, but we don't have that. I mean, we have ranked mode here in MW3, but it's such a tire fire disaster because SR doesn't work half the time, the lobbies are filled with cheaters half the time, and the other half of the time you have to deal with all of the nonsense that this game has that still goes unchanged. Update after update after update. I mean, how many times have we asked for better netcode, for better hit detection, for better spawns? And those cries for help, that criticism goes unanswered falls on deaf ears. I mean, we're just repeating the same mistakes MW2 did. The difference is MW3 fixed some of those problems. So what, do we have to wait a year to get massive changes made to games now? Is that how it works? That shouldn't be how this functions. That should not be how this system operates. But unfortunately, that's where we're at. That's where Call of Duty has decided to forge a path. Super anti-player and force players down these convoluted paths to try to have fun. This is not how gaming was intended to be. This definitely wasn't how it was during its heyday. Was 2-boxing around? For sure. Was it as prevalent as it is today? Hell no. And that's because you have these anti-player initiatives, in my opinion, like skill-based matchmaking, that force players to find ways around it to have fun. Call of Duty has lost the main component of what video games should be about, and that is fun. And that is probably the most frustrating part about the current state of Call of Duty. Is for the most part, it lacks fun. And that's why it was such a breath of fresh air to play X-Defiant. Even though the game wasn't perfect, even though the game had its flaws, it was fun at its core. You could tell that you were enjoying your time because you just wanted to keep playing. And I've said this for the last year and a half. Show me the numbers that prove that more players are playing Call of Duty than ever before. That skill-based matchmaking is retaining players. Because I don't think it is. And I'm not saying the X-Defiant system is going to be perfect either. But it's better than what we currently have. Promote fun instead of promoting whatever you're trying to do in Call of Duty right now. And that's where I stand on this. Go nuts 2-boxing, man. Go nuts with it. Go nuts with reverse boosting. You're not going to affect me at the end of the day. I don't care. I'd rather Call of Duty focus their energy on not having this be part of their mainstream community, their biggest creators having to do this to be able to achieve games that are enjoyable to watch. I mean, come on. There used to be a time where you could hop into a lobby and you might drop 100 kills, 150 kills. The chances of that happening in a regular SBMM lobby that you're put in are so slim because the game is manufactured to not let it happen, because they have to keep things as even as possible because they think that's what every player wants. Said it from the beginning and I'll say it again to finish this video off. Variety is the spice of life. Too much of one thing isn't good, and neither is too much of another. That's what it would be like for me 2-boxing. I can only do it for so long until I get bored and would like that competitiveness to come back. That's why games with healthy ranked and unranked modes, to me, are more attractive than the current state of Call of Duty. But those are my thoughts on this whole 2-boxing situation in Call of Duty. I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding it down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.